So it's currently January 15th, 2024, and I want to talk to you guys about field sanitation and pipes being frozen and how to use the bathroom either out in the woods, RVing, camping, or even at your house and your pipes are frozen and you no longer have any water. What do you do? Well, go back to the good book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verses 12 and 4, and we looked that up. And it states right here, Deuteronomy 23 verses 12 through 14, states, designate a place outside the camp where you can go to relieve yourself. As part of your equipment, have something to dig with. And when you relieve yourself, dig a hole and cover up your excrement. For the Lord your God moves about in your camp to protect you and to deliver your enemies to you. Your camp must be holy, so that he will not see among you anything indecent and turn away from you. Pretty cool, right? The survival kit right there in the Bible. So we're going to talk about everything that I've tried and used through the military, camping, RVing, and then I even had my pipes get frozen because of poor plumbing where I stay at. And what I do a couple of weeks out of the year, have my water turned off ahead of time so I have pipes frozen, and what I do and what I've tried and what works best for me. Now, I know a couple of you guys, including Sean May, unfortunately, you've had some pipes frozen, water came through your ceiling and the water shut off. What do you do? How do you use the bathroom? How do you wash dishes? How do you drink water? What do you do? Well, number one is always be prepared, and we'll talk about these different things that I've done. Just like I said in the Bible, stated, to have something to dig with, dig a hole. Military, we have an entrenching tool. It folds either go straight or sideways, can adjust here, and dig a little cat hole. And we would actually use this as also our seat to do our business. So I just sit there, take that after I dig my hole, and I sit on it just like so, and do my business. Key thing to keep in mind when you do this is don't put your pants all the way down around your ankles, because when you go to pee, you're gonna pee all over your pants. So only bring your pants down to about your hip level and do your business. Make sure you, once you're done, put the toilet paper, everything else you're using, cover the hole back up and go about your day. You've got the luggable lube that I've tried out over the years, and it worked for a while. The bad thing about this is that you're mixing urine and feces in here, and that becomes a very smelly job, a liquid, muddy water poo. If you do put stuff in here, make sure you double bag it, but even then it's a messy deal. And what you can do is put potting soil in there, or dirt on top of, or leaves on top of each go. The plus side to it is you can use it multiple times before you got to change it out. You don't have to buy the luggable lube. You can just simply get a 5-gallon bucket, and you can take and put a hose insulation on top of it, put it over to give you a little bit of comfort, double bag it, and same process. But again, you're still dealing with that muddy poo water, which is pretty freaking nasty. So what I've done over the years is you cut a hole right there at this portion to separate the urine from the feces. If you separate the urine from the feces, you got a lot better situation going on. They make some different urine separations. This is one here. It's got a hose that comes out to where it sits, to where it would sit right here like so on the edge, and you'd have a hose that comes on the outside to separate the urine from the feces. There's a urine separator. That's one I tried. I've also tried this one here as well, another style of urine separator. You put it over the 5-gallon bucket, you sit there, cut it, and seat it. Again, the hose goes on the outside. The hose leads to another bottle to separate the urine from the feces. Again, you put the double bag it, put the garbage bag on top of the hose cover, hose insulation for a nice cushion. I've also tried out these hospital style urine collectors. Again, you cut that hole there in the bucket, and place it down to give you some sort of urine separation. I've also used just a plastic bucket here, a little Tupperware, to create urine separation, and just having it sit right there wedged in there. This is the Manmade toilet. You can get this at most RV places for RVs, camping. This is the 5-gallon version. I've used this for many years. You fill the water in here. You have the plunger here, plunges water. You push the button here and it fills the bowl with water. And then when you're ready to flush, all you do is you pull this out, pull it out slowly. Through trial and error, if you pull it out too much and there's air that's been trapped up in there and building up, it will actually spray. So you have to actually open up slowly, open up the trap door, so the fluids, the feces, your urine, and the water that you pumped up in there goes down in there. Again, you're stuck with the muddy water situation, the poo water, which is pretty nasty. About full. Again, this holds about 5 gallons of poo water. About 2.5 gallons of fresh water on top to pour in the inside the bowl. What I've learned is I would just take a milk jug with water, and I would just pour the water in there manually. It was just easier just to pour a little bit of water in there by hand instead of having to pump it. And then when you're done and you're ready to dump the poo water, you take this to a regular toilet at a public restroom, wherever. You take the top off and you pour the poo water back inside the toilet. Trial and error, please. What I've learned, don't just pour it right in the middle of the toilet. You will have splashback and you cover with the mess. It's freaking nasty. So the catch on this is, if this is your top of your toilet bowl, you put it to the edge, around the edge there, and you barely tip it in there to where the poo water is spilling down the edge, instead of it going down the middle and splashing back up on you, which is pretty freaking nasty. As far as peeing goes, well, as far as guys go, we usually just go outside and do our business. But this is pretty handy. I've learned over the years. I would definitely suggest don't do the 1 gallon, because you'll be pouring this thing out a couple of times a day. So I would at least get the 2.5 gallon size or bigger to use as far as filling it up, because this will fill up very quickly. For guys that sit there, if you're a sharpshooter, sniper, you can use the hose there. If you're a drunk or a poor shooter or a female, use the water nozzle there to go in. But again, use the larger gallon jug, because it will fill up quickly as far as peeing. And the other trick is to put it on an elevated surface, just like so, to do your business. The thing about using the 5 gallon is you can use it multiple times versus what I'm about to show you, but you can cover that up with either sawdust, saw chips, potting soil, regular dirt soil, or kitty litter. Kitty litter, I found, has worked the very best to keep the smell down. Again, as long as it's separated from the urine from the feces, kitty litter works great. You can also use saw chips, but it's not as good. Sawdust is better than saw chips though. Sawdust is better. It's just what I have available. This is my latest and greatest. It does come with an option of a stackable bottom piece that holds like your litter, your kitty litter and such. It would go on top to rise it up to about the same level. But I've actually put this on top of a toilet and used a standing stool to sit on top to make that happen. But I really love this thing here. This is an awesome, it's called Boxio. It's actually a couple $100. It's got the urine separator built in. And then as far as changing it out, it's got the, holds about a gallon of urine there. And then it's about, the only downside of this is a single use. So once you do your business, you've got to take it up. Again, it's double bagged. They use those little grocery bags that you get from the store. Reuse those, put some sawdust down there or some kitty litter, have it double bagged, do your business, wrap it back up, and you got your urine there as well. Closes right back up. Really cool I really like this a lot. So definitely check those out, Boxios. As far as getting rid of your poo water or your poo, again, you can dig a hole and bury it. Dig at least 8 to 12 inches deep to make sure it's covered up. Or, where would you put a dirty diaper? Well, you put that in the trash. Where would you put a maxi pad, dirty maxi pad? Well, you put that in the trash. Don't flush it because it's going to mess up your septic system. Where would you put a little plug there, tampon plug? Well, you put that in the trash, right? Where would you put dog poo when you're done with that? Well, you end up, from the park, you end up putting that in the trash. So that excrement, bounded up, could also go in the trash, or you can bury it. Once you've done your business, it's very important to make sure you stay clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. In the military, you have the 5 F's of field sanitation, and the 5 F's stand for fingers, feces, flies, food, and fluids. And what those basically cover is as far as what can cause you to get sick, have a virus, even a disease, is one through your fingers, touching your mouth or touching your eyes, getting that inside of your body, i.e. the pink eye and such, touching poo. Another thing is talking about feces. Make sure you cover your feces up, because flies can land on the feces and carry that off, and then the flies land on your food, which contaminates your food. Also dealing with food, talking about your food is not edible. Always smell your food. Your nose is very important, can tell you if food is good or bad as far as the smell of the meat. Also fluids, make sure your fluids are not contaminated. Make sure that's separate, always upriver versus where you're washing your clothes or washing your dishes and stuff downriver. Make sure you're upriver, make sure your water is boiled, sterilized. What you can do here at the house, you can, or the campfire, heat up some water, all right, make sure it's sterilized, and hot water will clean your utensils. Also, you can use that to bathe with. Again, your pipes are frozen and you're out of water, heat some water up, pour some water in there to give yourself a bath there inside the house or inside your camp. Just scoop that, pull that on top of you where the water runs back down inside the bowl so you can keep reusing that water. If you don't have that, you can use ashes. Pour some ashes on your hands and wipe that really good. I say you got fish guts and stuff on your hands. Get those ashes on there, get that off real good, and then wash your hands inside the river, the lake, the pond, whatever you have available to help clean yourself. Ashes. Of course, hand sanitizer. Wipes are great to have. Also, being prepared, make sure you got water on hand, because you never know when your water's going to go out for a natural disaster type situation. I've got about 17 gallons of water here. This holds about 7, and each one of these holds about 5. You can get these Army surplus or get these at the camping store. And always be prepared. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best in everything you do. And I hope you learned something today. God bless you. Take care. I almost forgot. Once you're done, make sure you clean the air for everybody else.